libero, 6'1" sophomore from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, number 5, João Avila. At middle blocker, 6'4" senior from Union City, California, number 9, Shane Neff. At center, 6'7" sophomore from Stevenson Ranch, California, floor captain number 10, Owen Doffner. At outside hitter, 6'5" sophomore from Lyon, France, number 7, Adrian Ward. At middle blocker, 6'8" sophomore from Houston, Texas, number 9, Justin Todd. At middle blocker, 6'6" sophomore from Zihonyakov, Israel, number 16, Opek Hazan. And libero, 5'8" junior from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, number 22, Quentin Greenwich. And outside hitter, 6'5" junior from Paris, France, number 23, Louis Sakanoko. And at center, 6'11" junior from Austin, Texas, floor captain, number 13, Trent Rosenthal.
This is a Terminator, big time arm.
The Hawaiian Financial FCU starting lineup will be scrolling at the bottom of your screen. As you saw, Kainoa Wade getting the start at the Otto position in place of Christian Tatriski. Backside, this is Adrian Rohr hitting from the right side. You made a comment before we got things started, C-Mac. You were watching him warm up, and Adrian set got a little jousting that ended up being up there, and it is poked down by Todd for his second kill, but they're going to say no. He actually came into the net. And so it is a point for CSUN. Missed opportunity there by Hawaii.
Justin Todd, he was just chomping at the bit to bury that one. Followed through.
See the overall record, fourth season for Theo Edwards, 55 and 55. Former team captain as a player for the Matadors. High ball set goes to Louis Sakanoko and somehow gets through 6 hands of offered resistance, even though the set was tight to the pin.
How about the tear he's been on lately? Hitting for 371 now, big number.
Charlie Wade in year 17, Hawaii has now put together 15 20-win seasons in program history, 5th straight here now with their 24-win campaign so far this season. In fact, they're 2 wins away from tying the program record for regular season wins, which is 26, as that one is put down by Jalen Phillips. Phillips is an absolute monster. 3.9 kills per set. He's hitting 332, 7th in the NCAA in kills.
National team caliber, that's for sure.
Hit the serve by Jordan Lucas. It'll be a backside set, and Kainoa Wade sends it out. Was there a touch? No touch is called. Hawaii players feel like there was a touch. Charlie Wade goes over and he'll grab the challenge paddle, and we'll have our first replay challenge of the night, and it comes pretty early in set 1.
One of the things that concerns me about holding the ball away from him, not served to him.
You see the officials here this evening. John Peterson is the R1. You're looking at Wayne Lee. He'll be conducting the reviews. Mark Nakashima and Randy Rubinall, the 2 line judges. So let's take a look. Do you see a touch here?
I thought it was over the block, but Kainoa seemed for sure that there was a touch, and maybe that was it right there.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, it doesn't get much clearer than that, right?
Yeah.
I'm being sarcastic.
No, that looks pretty good. You're making fun of the fuzzy picture again.
Yeah, I mean,
or my astigmatism.
I'm not sure we can draw any kind of conclusion there from those 2 angles. This might help a little bit more.
Right there.
Oh yeah, I think you got it there. The super slow-mo cam a little bit higher in the resolution.
Middle finger, left hand.
Yeah.
The easier if just Noah Doffner just raised his hand and said, you know, I got that.
Yeah, come on.
Let's play.
It's early on. Let's keep the flow going.
That's
We're still
right.
trying to get warm out there.
That's right.
Make no mistake, though, this Matador team, CSUN, they're 0-8 in the Big West Conference. It is not necessarily indicative of how competitive they have been in a lot of their matches. And you can also point to the fact that they've been dealing with a huge...
This year he's gone through 2 different bone ligaments, knee injuries, sicknesses. He's had all kinds of stuff going on.
I mean, freaky stuff.
Yeah. Jalen Phillips has not been healthy, their best player, until the last 10 days.
4 serving 3. It's a great serve by Wade, and it's an ace. So Kainoa Wade, who even when he hasn't been the starting opposite hitter, he has been extremely valuable as a serving sub, but now getting the start and the serving abilities still on display.
In one of those 3 tournaments he played in this past summer with the national team, he was voted best server in the whole tournament.
That was a 72-mile-an-hour serve there. And then the block is up on Noah Doffner. 3 blockers for Hawaii saying Aole, and the Rainbow Warriors up 3.
Doffner's got some pretty good genes. His mom played at Pepperdine and volleyball. And so he knows the game. He's been playing it for a long time.
Another good serve. Great pass by Jordan Lucas as he falls to the floor. Phillips, that gets slowed down. But we have a line judge saying that it hit the pin. The initial signal by John Peterson, the R1, was a point for CSUN, but I think he had it backwards possibly. And so it ends up being a point for Hawaii, saying that the hit went into the antenna, but now it looks like we have a challenge from Theo Edwards, who's going to say that it may have gone off of the...
Yep.
So they'll replay this point, you would imagine.
There won't be a replay. I think it'll be Hawaii's point.
But it never actually touched the antenna. So they are going to replay the point. Yeah.
They are going to replay. Oh, because the whistle blew the play.
Yeah, it should have been a play on. It should have continued. So they will re-rack that one, and it'll be 6 serving 3 again. And here it comes from Kainoa Wade. Another good serve that pulls the setter Doffner way off the net. He goes D-set. This is Phillips. The dig by Wade. Rosenthal back set. A joust above the net. Another joust above the net. It stays on the Matador side. Back row, Lucas. Rattles around. It'll be returned, and we play on. D-set. Phillips cross court. Dug up by Wade. Here's Roar from behind the line. Rattles the fingertip. Popped up by Phillips. Left side, it's Doffner. Block. Back. Hit a roof.
Even Charlie Wade is clapping his hands on the sideline. The bench went crazy.
Serve and pass time that the decision had been made to start him in place of Christian Tatriski. No reason given. Can speculate, perhaps a little bit of a load management thing. Charlie Wade could, you know how he is. He's the mad scientist sometimes. He could be trying to play 4D checkers here.
That's right.
And trying to get Kainoa Wade a little more action as they prepare for the national postseason. D-set. This is Phillips. And he's able to blast it past the Hawaii block. Phillips, 6'5", redshirt junior from Anaheim, California. 8th in career kills at CSUN. He surpassed 1,000 career kills earlier in the season. Is the 16th Matador to do so. And they will serve him or set him a whole lot.
As much as he wants.
Here's the setter, Owen Doffner. And that just misses the end line. And Hawaii gets the point. Doffner seems to be feeling a little bit better. Got up gimpy after trying to chase down one of those loose balls across the way. And Ofek Hazan, the 6'6" sophomore from Israel, with the serve. Just lollipops it over. Outside, and that's Phillips. That'll be a Hawaii point as he hit it into the net. So Phillips hitting from the left.
Of the height of the antenna, that's for sure, which is 11 feet.
Middle set, it's tipped over. It'll be played back. Louis on 2. It's dug up, and then Rosenthal on 1. Great effort by Jordan Lucas to try to chase it down, but Fred Rosenthal with the finisher.
What was he thinking? He's on like the 8-foot line, falling backwards, and he finds some way to get that ball down. I thought for sure he was going to pass it up and let somebody else set, but man, he's being aggressive tonight, isn't he?
Feeling much better than he was last week. It was a crazy circumstance prior to that night 2 match against UCSD, as that one is dunked down by Shane Nem, the 6'4" senior from Union City, California. But just before the announcement of the starting lineups, I mean, it was right around when Charlie Wade was handing in the lineup card, Fred Rosenthal started feeling ill. And so he wasn't good to go. He was a scratch, and the freshman, Magnus Heddervik, replaced him. And then Charlie learned that Justin Todd had done something to his thumb in warm-ups, and he said that he probably couldn't go, so he was a scratch. Travell Jordan ends up getting dinged up in the match, so he doesn't finish that match, and he's not available tonight. It was a lot that they were dealing with on night 2 against UCSD. That was a lot to deal with from the service line as Fred Rosenthal deals an ace out. Conclusive evidence in order to overturn a call.
Yeah. And there are more than just our cameras.
That's right. We have our broadcast cameras. Wayne Lee also has at his disposal the DV Sport camera system. They have several static cams set up around the building. Hawaii 1 win away from clinching a 3rd regular season Big West title. They won in 2021 and 2023. Oh, he does see a touch. And another win on the challenge for Charlie, and a sly smile from Jalen Phillips.
Yeah. I think he was hoping to get away with one there, and not to be.
Phillips and Kainoa Wade were teammates this past summer. Played on Team USA in the Final 6 tournament in Puerto Rico. Outside, this is Lucas. Solo stuff. Kainoa Wade returns it to sender.
Kainoa Wade really seeming to enjoy starting tonight. Look at him pressing over the net without touching it. Great play.
17-8 overpass. Hawaii will play it. They go to Justin Todd, rattles it off the hands and down. And it is all working right now for this Hawaii team. And we're going to have a timeout from Theo Edwards. We'll take a break as well. Hawaii has up there by Louis Sakanoko. Here's Wade. That was an awkward approach. Got a pretty decent swing out of it. CSUN playing it back. Outside, Lucas off the block and out. And it's a point for CSUN. And Jordan Lucas, the 6'3" redshirt junior from Hacienda Heights, California. In his 2nd year with CSUN, redshirted last year. Spent 2 years prior to that at Grand Canyon. And he has become quite the story here over the past week. Served by Jalen Phillips goes wide. Jordan Lucas has a video highlight reel of it making the rounds on social media, which has garnished over 50 million views.
Crazy.
Set outside, here's Lucas again, and that he did the thing. And many in the crowd, I think, here to see him. And you can hear some of the reaction. Pretty excited, certainly, with what that guy can do, as this crowd also pretty excited at what that guy can do. Opek Hazan with the blasty blast in the middle. And Hawaii up 20-11.
Even Joel Avila, their great libero, couldn't pop that one up. That was well hit by Hazan, the old man of the team.
Good pass there by Lucas. Outside. This is Dauphinor, and he puts it down in front of Greenwich.
And CSUN's starting to warm up a little bit now. They spent most of this first set with half of their starting outside hitters hitting negative. And as a team, we're hitting positive until the last couple of hits.
Pass by Louis. It was 13 serving 20. That's the first hitting error for Kainoa here in this opening frame. Pass by War. Rosenthal going to send it up to Louis. The tip shot saved. Here's Lucas from the back row, and that didn't get above the tape. And so it is a point for Hawaii, and they get to 21.
Hawaii operating out of the red zone early on here in this first set. Much different than last weekend when they struggled. So especially night number 2.
I think we're going to get a challenge here.
Another one?
So this is from Theo Edwards. The initial call was that the ball was hit into the net. Theo Edwards challenging that this was actually off the Hawaii block, and he may have a beef there. For Jordan Lucas, not only by people within the LGBTQ plus community, but beyond that as well. Theo Edwards saying that has been something that I think is in the long run going to be good for everybody involved with men's college volleyball.
Yeah, Theo said that he's one of the most unique players he's ever coached. Maybe the most unique player on the planet, he said. That's quite a statement, but I know Theo really embraces the fact that Jordan should be able to celebrate as he wants, as long as it's in a sportsmanlike fashion.
Yeah, Theo Edwards actually framed it pretty well. He said the thing about Jordan Lucas is if you walk into a gym in a match that he was playing, when you're leaving the gym, he's a guy that you are remembering. There's no doubt about it. He leaves an imprint. And so they replay the point. Here's the D set to Wade. That goes off the hands and out. And Hawaii ends up 21 serving 13. The high toss by Louis. Oh, he went for it. 71-mile-an-hour serve stays on the Hawaii side.
So much timing involved when he tossed the ball that high. U-ball Cots used to be able to do it back in 95, 96. But in those days, you could catch the ball and re-toss again. Not so these days.
And that serve goes long. Kainoa Wade able to dodge it. That pass a little tight to the net, but what a setup there. And Shane Nem just annihilates it. Goes off of the dome of Finn Kearney. And a point to CSUN. Heck of a set there, though, by Owen Dauffer.
Yeah, it looks like he held on to it for a while there, but nevertheless, it was perfect for Nem.
There's a pass there by Greenwich. Forces a joust above the tape. And it is Jordan Lucas who wins the joust. And then, of course, the very authentic Selly after the fact. They'll let you know about it. Middle set. Oh, what a layout save there by Goffner. And then Phillips did not have a traditional run-up approach opportunity there, but he was still able to just poke it off of the block. And look now, CSUN within 5.
Might not be a bad time for a timeout. Not give CSUN any momentum going into the second set.
Hawaii led by as many as 10. Here's an overpass. It stays on the CSUN side. Back row set and a solo stuff as Justin Todd sends it back to the kitchen.
Justin Todd has a really strong brace on that left hand of his.
Here's Phillips. Oh, went against 3 blockers. But was able to, with so much force, go off of the hands and out beyond the end line. That is the full approach there of Jalen Phillips. And when you see him launch, it is something to behold.
He was going up against ex-teammates, Wade and JT in the middle. So a lot of rivalry. They spent a lot of time together this last time with those 3 guys.
Here's Boaz Surson from Israel. He spent a lot of time with Ofek Hazan on the other side. Here's Louis from the back row. And he hits it long. And all of a sudden, CSUN on a 5-1 surge back within 4. Now, we were talking about Boaz Surson, who actually served in the Israeli military with Ofek Hazan.
Yeah, they're best friends. I said, you talk in English or Hebrew when you see him today? He said, oh, we'll definitely talk Hebrew.
Outside, this is Wade, and he rattles it through the hands and down. And so that puts Hawaii or serving for the first. Into the net it goes. That is the 4th service error for Hawaii compared to 2 aces.
I think he felt like he had a 5-point differential there, and that he was just going to try to finish with an ace. He hit that one hard. Might have been an out ball there.
Cross-court set goes to Louis, and he goes off the block and into the seats. And set one is Powell. Hawaii takes it 25-20. Cooled off a little bit down the stretch after starting off red hot, but they hit 296 nonetheless with 5 blocks. So he joins their first son, Jack, in the now ever-expanding Grove family, and we wish the Ohana the best. I know John is watching, I think, from the hospital room still, so we want to send them our best and our congratulations.
Congratulations, Johnny.
So they're ready to go here for set 2. It's his tear here to start set 2. I mean, how good is that? I mean, this is a guy who Charlie, his dad and head coach, said, you know, may have, because this is his first college year where he was playing regularly as a starter and was so red hot, was a national player of the week. Charlie Wade felt like maybe he kind of hit the wall a little bit, as a lot of underclassmen tend to do. Here's Adrian Rohr against a triple block, and he gets it home. And so that introduced or reintroduced Christian Tetrisky, who was himself dealing with some injury, and then Christian goes on a tear, and Kainoa is more relegated to a service sub type of take over that starting oppo role, and he performed incredibly in that event. Core serving 2. Oh, what a serve by Todd, and it hits the jumbo screen above.
Majors, by the way. How about this major from Owen Doffner? Mechanical engineering. Not an easy one. Which I know you had that as your double major, wasn't it?
Just dodging out of the way, like Keanu Reeves in The Matrix that time.
Oh, by the way, he can also hit outside.
Yeah, actually took over the pitch outside to Louis, but he goes off of 1 foot, didn't quite have the set in the right location. Here's Jordan Lucas, that's popped up in the air, played out of the official stand by Greenwich, and a free chance here for Phillips, just getting the leverage.
He had the leverage in the last push. Watch Greenwich go into the official stand here, barely pulls it out, and here's the push joust at the net.
That have helped to amount to putting a resume together this season that has placed him as one of 8 semifinalists for AVC. But Louis Sakonoko was there, sealed the line. He had Hazan jumping up next to him, and they're able to stuff Jalen Phillips.
San Diego.
Away, that was 69 miles an hour on the attempt from the line. Serves it out. And 5 serving 7. And so here is Favarim. And so he hasn't been playing a whole lot, serves it into the twine there, but part of the depth they have at middle, even though they are having to play guys at the middle position. That's blocked and roofed, and that was Rohr.
Adrian Rohr pressing over the net, taking that line away.
I know a roofing company putting in work here so far tonight. Outside, here's a Lucas by the block, dug up by Rohr. He's hitting 250. Lucas's dad, Jeff, by the way, interesting fact here, played basketball at the University. Jordan's older brother, Jared. We've actually seen Jared, who was a basketball player for Oregon State. But the roof is up again for Hawaii, and they have formed a dam there above the tape.
And once again, I think Adrian Rohr got most of that.
Outside, here's Lucas. And he's able to get it past the block. And he lets out a celebration after the fact. To focus more on volleyball or basketball in high school, there was a moment where he basically had to talk to his pops, Jeff. And here's Doffner from off the net. What a diving save by Louis. Here's Wade, and he's able to just place it off with a block and out. He took. Good pass there by Rohr. Middle set, and that's Justin Todd.
So Todd does not go directly at the setter, and makes it really hard for middle blocker unless they see out of the corner of their eye where that middle blocker is coming from. Great pass.
Who was laid up due to the patella issue. They have another middle blocker near Aton. Suffered a concussion, then it was found. Also, War sets up Sakanoko. Did he get a touch? No touch. Bosov from Bulgaria. And we actually saw him talking story with Christian Tatrisky prior to the match because of that injury in the fall. So Theo Edwards' squad has gone through it. Oh, the roof is up.
I think it hits Lucas in the foot.
Served by Wade, following that up into the netting. There was literally nowhere for Jordan Lucas to go.
Yeah.
Lucas tried to take advantage, but the 6'11" setter across the way, Tread Rosenthal, wasn't having it.
On the middle. Not every setter thinks of that. So that's a little bit of volleyball IQ there that Rosenthal's got on the rest of it.
It's in a yeoman's effort, no matter what. But Tread Rosenthal, who actually came into this match leading the team in solo stuff, goes to CSUN. They're down 14, serving 20.
Adrian Rohr trying just a little bit too hard there.
Unhanded dump shot, no-look style there by Tread Rosenthal.
Is that highlight reel worthy? What do you think, Camilla?
That is...
one hand, you can do the little back dump shot.
And you hear the ovation. This is for Vladimir. This is the 87th meeting between these two programs. Hawaii with the all-time series lead, 63-23. They have a 33-8 advantage in matches played here in Honolulu. Last year they actually split. Ruffner with the swing, but it'll be played back. Here's Kainoa Wade trying to time it. Gets blocked, the cover by Tread. Sakanoko goes to War, and he is smothered.
Solid block by CSUN that time. And finally pick up their second block of the night to Hawaii's 9.
And now Shane Nem in his second year with CSUN. Inside set, this is Phillips. Tried to hang up in the air for a little bit. The levitation, though, did not deliver. He actually hit that ball, I think, while he was on his way back down to earth.
One thing Hawaii can hold a 4-0 lead, 1-5, but clearly all these teams can beat each other, including the 0-8 team in the league.
That's the thing about the Big West, right? Is on any given night, these teams have enough pieces that they can. Middle set, diving pancake saved by Avila from the back row. Doffner puts it into the string. So Hawaii gets the point. He is dug up by Rosenthal. Here is Sakanoko. Trying to push it through the block. Now from off the net. It'll be played back. Lucas. Like he went off of 1 foot that time, but he missed the floor. And another situation here with the setter, Owen Doffner, who seems to be favoring one of his legs there, maybe a knee or an ankle. He was... Oh, what a pass by Avila as he's falling to his wallet, and then Phillips just rising above.
He might have gone OTT there, not sure, but it looked like it.
He might have gone OTT the arena.
Yeah, he really gets up. Quite the athlete.
Serving 4. Rosenthal going to go backside. Phillips dug up on one knee there by Rohr. He'll get the set from the back row, and he explodes on it.
Rohr looked good in the warm-up between sets 2 and 3 as well.
Pass there by Wade, middle set, and Hazan hits it in. Little serve, pass by Greenwich on the money. Back row set, it's War again. And he is locked in right now. 9 kills to lead all Hawaii hit.
Known to grow love.
Here's Lucas, blocked and roofed. Oh, was sealed up again. Rosenthal and Hazan. 5 kills, 5 errors for Lucas right now. He's sitting on triple zeros at the moment. Outside, set goes to Sakanoko, and he just tucks it past all of the hands trying to prevent him from doing so.
He's uncanny at doing that right now. He either gets the joust or he gets the wipe off, or that one just goes down in the court because they were taking too much cross court on him.
Another set that wasn't exactly precise. The timing a little off as well. Well, that was precise. Being brought in now at outside hitter. Yeah, Travell Jordan, they said that he's feeling better. He actually was sick this week in addition to dealing with the knee injury, as CSUN is forced to deal with that. That was an absolute smoke show by Louis Sakanoko. Oh my goodness. He did it again.
This is reminiscent of his debut.
Lay out. Then the block is up there on Kaufman. Two-hand save by Louis. He'll get the set from the back row, and that time misfires just long. Oh, but he is hitting some rockets here tonight. Here's Nem on the serve. 6 serving 13. Over on 2 goes Tread. Caught him napping. And Hawaii up 14-6. Calling his own number, but missing wide. We mentioned he's offensive for a setter. 10 or more kill attempts in 4 matches. How about the defense by Ofek Hazan the last few plays?
He's wanting to stay on the court. That's why he keeps his serve in.
There's Doffner. Diving pass by Greenwich. The one-hand back set by Rosenthal, but nobody was there. He was just trying to keep it alive somehow.
He forgot that Kainoa Wade was back row. He couldn't set him on the 1-foot line very easily.
It would have been an Olympic-level broad jump by Kainoa Wade on that one. Justin Todd, oh, that was a smash. One-on-one matchup with Favarin. And Hawaii has CSUN doubled up here in the third. Again, Hawaii with a victory tonight. They lock up. They're going to call a double contact on Roar. So that's been kind of an interesting storyline here in both men's and women's volleyball. That second touch has been allowed to be a little bit messier as long as it stays on your side of the net. But if it goes over, it has to be clean, and the officials ruling that that was a little sloppy that time, and so a double contact. That was a single contact there by Justin Todd, but a hard one at that.
That one was very legal.
So Louis goes to the bench. Finn Kearney. It has been a block party. It's also an ace party here this evening for Hawaii.
Where's this sign, the French sign, you're toast? I'm French, you're toast.
Kainoa Wade may have seen some of his life pass before him there, as that one was a little too close for comfort from the service line. Hawaii with 11.5 total team blocks in this match and 8 service aces, and handling that overpass was Jalen Phillips. And so if you're CSUN, you're 0-8 in the Big West, you've had some competitive matches, you've been dealing with adversity, injuries, just freaky things that have been hampering Theo Edwards' squad here throughout the season. And here you are, you're in set 3.
Their season will be lengthened next week in the Big West tournament because all the teams get in. Even if you're 0-10, you get in the tournament.
It's a clean slate come Irvine.
But he knows his team is getting healthier and healthier, and that's a good sign.
Here's Vlad Kuber, the 6'3" senior from Torrance, the lone senior on the roster. He'll be celebrated tomorrow night. Outside, it's Lucas, and he's able to get the touch and get the kill. Vlad Kuber, an incredible story. Alice in Wonderland, and he is expected to go full force back into that industry once volleyball is power. Here's Kearney.
They're not sure how to block the outside hitter now. He's left-handed.
So perhaps we'll get a little bit more of an explanation from Charlie as to what was transpiring behind the decision to sit Christian Tatrisky and put kind of a Wade out there, but we're seeing Finn Kearney getting some action here, and see the back row set, and we're going to have a violation against Seesaw. It looks like
3-meter line.
Kaufman stepped on the 3-meter line.
Yeah.
But is this a situation where Charlie's just thinking, hey, look, let me see if I can sharpen big old block for Hawaii tonight?
Yes, as I said earlier, their front row and back row defense has been almost flawless.
D set, here's Phillips. Deep corner, but long. And that is the 6th hitting error for Jalen Phillips. And after a really hot start for him in set 1, he has cooled considerably. Ten kills, hitting 143 for a guy averaging almost 4 kills per set. Oh, nearly an ace there for Finn.
That was very close. Phillips got that hot start because he was getting, I think, some really good sets because the passing was better. But the passing really started to degrade after a while, and Phillips was getting 2 blockers up on him all the time.
And there's Tread doing the thing again, going over on 2. And catching him off guard. It is Aloha ball for a regular season title here for Hawaii.
Very good crowd standing up. I think around 6,700 tonight. 8,000 tickets sold.
And Magnus Hedervik, the freshman setter from Norway. Maybe another tool being sharpened here by Charlie Wade. Good pass by Lucas, middle set. Oh, that one put straight down by Favarim. Didn't really get a chance to get your thoughts, though, on seeing Kainoa out there, seeing some action for Finn Kearney here in the 3rd. Is that maybe the thinking possibly by Charlie?
I think so, yeah. I really think he is trying to, he said you don't have depth unless you use it. So he's really walking the talk with that.
Goffner serving, still Aloha ball. They remain standing here in the arena. D set, here's Wade. And this one is Powell. With his 10th kill of the match, Kainoa Wade puts a bow on the Bows Big West regular season championship.
You know, Kainoa, it's not often that the Rainbow Warriors in the last 5-6 years have lost 2 in a row. And they lost to San Diego last week on Saturday night. And I just had a feeling that they were not going to lose 2 in a row. Come back here to their home crowd and not put on a show. And Charlie Wade's clapping for the fans right now as we speak.
Yeah, Hawaii, as you mentioned, wanting to bounce back, wanting to show that last week, while you definitely don't take away credit from UC San Diego, was also the result of some very unexpected circumstances that were presented